Hi, good morning, y'all. This is Jeff again with a little bit of horseback wisdom. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about something that happened and related to today's Proverbs in Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs 4:1 starts out, "Hear, my children, the instruction of a father, and give attention to understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Do not forsake my law. When I was my father's son, tender and the only one in the sight of my mother, he also taught me and said to me, let your heart retain my words, keep my commands, and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget or turn away from the words of my mouth." This is a proverb of Solomon, and he was talking about his father David that would taught him wisdom. And Solomon was the wisest man that will ever live on the earth, the Bible tells us. So what does that got to do with today? Well, I've been fighting this battle for property insurance. I live in Texas. Insurance companies have been raping us for a long time, but now it's getting crazy. Rates have just skyrocketed, and our legislature is not protecting the consumer, of course. But anyway, that's my opinion, and I could back it up with some facts about all the rate increases. But what I wanted to talk about was the future, the near future, artificial intelligence and young people. And how does that relate to today? Well, today's proverb is about wisdom. It's about a father instructing young people, get some wisdom, get some understanding. And I talked to a young lady today who had no wisdom or understanding. So I called an office to talk about insurance, and this young woman answered. And it doesn't matter what her gender was, but this young person answered. And I began asking her questions. She was very helpful in the beginning. And so I began asking her questions like, why is my rate so high? And she came back with, well, maybe your credit is bad. And I was like, no, I have this amazing career by God's grace. My wife has an even better career. We have, a business. We have we don't have debt. We don't pay for stuff with credit cards. She said, well, that could be the problem. And I thought, what? She said, yeah, if you don't charge stuff, you don't have credit, you don't use credit, then you're going to get a bad rating. And I was thinking to myself, we pay cash for everything. Appliances, everything else. Anyway. So I asked her, I said, well, who can I talk to at your agency about changing these rates, about looking at the overall financial picture of my wife and I, and giving us a rate based on that? She said, well, we can't do that. All we do is we punch in the numbers in the computer and it tells us what rate to give you. And immediately I thought, this lady has no wisdom. You see, right now, artificial intelligence, which is nothing but a software package, right? Whether it's ChatGPT or OpenAI or Google, whatever. So some computer programmers are entering code that's allowing software to take in data and begin to do things that human beings used to do. Like, for example, provide quotes for insurance. And what I thought when she said this was, you have just made yourself completely irrelevant for the future. You see, this young person and millions of other people like her who give those kind of responses, like all I do is enter in the data and it spits out what should happen. I can write a software program using ChatGPT to do that very same thing. In other words, I can do something that you're getting paid to do right now for free. And if your boss found out that they could do exactly what you're doing for free, they'd be a fool to continue paying you to do something that they could save your salary for and put it in their corporate bank account. If I have an employee, if you work for me, and I find out that I can do for free I'm paying you $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to do, why would I keep doing that? I'd be an idiot. Well, the message today is, folks, you've got to get wisdom. Young people, you've got to learn that you are worth more than plugging a number into a computer. And if that's all you're offering people, it's no wonder that we hear all of these people saying, I can't find a job. Well, if you came to me and asked me for a job with my business, and you said, well, I can just plug in some numbers and it will tell me what to do, I'd say, well, that's crazy. I'm not going to do that. Why would I hire you? Right? And as artificial intelligence programs advance, they're going to cut these kind of people completely out of the loop. Now, I hate that idea. I hate artificial intelligence. I think it's from the pit of hell. It's a misnomer anyway, because it's not really intelligence. It's simply data. But folks, if you're out there and all you're offering people is the ability to plug in a number so a computer can tell you what to do, you had better be very worried, because you're going to be out of work and there's not going to be anything for you. So take some wisdom and advice from me, been around this rock for a while, nearly 6 decades, and learn some skills. Learn how you can become interactive with human beings, which is something a machine could never do. Don't tell your customers, well, all I do is plug in the data and the computer tells me what to do. Why don't you get with your customers and say, how can I work with you to figure out the best solution for you? People don't say that today. So if you're a number plugging in person, you should be very, very concerned, because artificial intelligence is coming for your job, and it'll have it pretty soon. I pray that that's not the case, and I pray that you get some wisdom. Read the book of Proverbs, which is where most of it is contained. Love you and be blessed.